What up, y'all? It's your boy Martin, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome once again to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, good God Almighty. All right, y'all. So listen, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for coming by and showing support. If you've been subscribed to the channel, welcome back, y'all. How you guys doing? Hit the like button, hit the dislike button, drop a comment down below. I love talking boxing with y'all. How I like to say, grown men should be able to have discussions without trying to cancel the other out or walking out of a discussion with your head down. Anyway, yo, so before I get into this video, I just want to make a couple of key points, okay? A lot of y'all may not agree with what I'm saying, these key points, but it's what it is. This is my opinion, okay? Before anything, my favorite fighter, my favorite boxer of all time is Mr. SOG, Son of God, Andre Ward. Andre Ward is my all-time favorite boxer. I like the way he fights. I like his style. That's just my dude. He says some dumb things sometimes, but that's my guy. Who do I think is the greatest fighter of all time? And I know a lot of you guys are not going to like this, but I'm just keeping it real. I'm welcome to hear and listen to who you think is the best fighter of all time. I'm open to it. You're welcome to have an opinion, right? For me, it's Floyd Money Mayweather, Pretty Boy Floyd. I saw Floyd pretty much his whole career. It's because of Floyd that I fell in love with the art of boxing opposed to just a fight inside of the boxing ring. There's a reason why I wanted to make these key points. Now, so I'm making this video, right, because I'm at work, I'm looking through YouTube, I'm watching videos, and I keep seeing the same two videos pop up because it's a trending topic. Now, I don't mean, y'all, just so y'all know, I don't mean to drag this topic on forever and ever, okay? I named y'all who my favorite fighter is, who I think the GOAT is, right? And I'm not a Canelo apologist. I don't make excuses for no fighters. But when I hear dudes that are in a certain position that don't keep the same energy for every single fighter, I got to call it out because, again, they got a position where they're supposed to be able to talk non-biased about sports. But sometimes the hate is bleeding through these dudes' freaking pores and you see it. And I just got to call them out on it. I got to call them out on it. And now y'all do me a favor. Share this video. Let's make sure they watch it. Now, who am I talking about? Who am I talking about? One, Stephen A. Smith, Mr. Inconsistent, right? Number two, Paulie Malignaggi, who Paulie was actually a really good boxer when he fought. He was feather-fisted, and it was Paulie's downfall. Nonetheless, Paulie had skills inside the ring. I'll give it to him. But it's funny, Stephen A. Smith and Paulie Malignaggi. It's funny the way they talk about Canelo. You know, it's crazy to me that these dudes are pretty much saying that Canelo is ducking David, the Mexican monster Benavidez, up-and-coming monster, right? It's funny that they say that because if you go back, 10 plus years now, I believe so, when the whole Mayweather-Pacquiao rivalry was there, it was alive, it was well, there was no excuse why these two guys shouldn't fight each other at that time. Now, this is the difference between PacMan and Mayweather and Canelo Benavidez. See, Canelo and Benavidez are not both at the top of the boxing world right now. They're not both just wiping out the divisions. They're not doing that. Right? That's almost like an old school type of thing. They're not doing that to where Floyd and Manny were the two guys in the sport. They were the two biggest names in the sport. Of course, the sport has changed by now. Canelo is probably still the face, but a number two face is probably a heavyweight, something else. The reason I'm bringing this up is because Stephen A. Smith would sit there and argue with Skip Bayless. Y'all go on YouTube, look it up. For the longest time, they debated. And Stephen A. always made excuses for Floyd. He didn't make it seem like Floyd needed PacMan on his resume to establish himself as one of the greatest fighters of all time, to solidify himself as a great fighter of all time. They never once said that to Floyd Money Mayweather with Manny Pacquiao. And guess what? At the time, I would agree. Floyd already had a whole career before fighting PacMan. They both did. Them fighting each other in their prime would have been great. Now, I think, let me tell y'all something. I said Floyd, in my opinion, is the GOAT. Even at that time, in the beginning, I would say Floyd doesn't need to fight PacMan. Why isn't it making it? Why aren't they making the fight? I got to the point where I said, I know Floyd could beat PacMan. I'm not sure if Floyd is 100% sure that Floyd could beat PacMan. That's just how I looked at it because I have to keep it consistent. Although Floyd was the dude I was rocking with, you got to keep the same energy. You just got to do it. It looks horrible when you don't, right? It looks horrible. Your whole speak, your whole reputation, it goes. Now let's talk about Paulie Malignaggi. Another one, and I'm going to use the same example because I remember reading this article about Paulie. It wasn't even an article. It was a video on YouTube, and he was speaking on Floyd Mayweather. And this is still when Paulie Malignaggi was an active fighter. This had to be around the time of Floyd Ricky Hatton, maybe before that. I'm not even sure. It was that long ago. And Paulie was already saying Floyd Mayweather was the greatest ever in his opinion, that Floyd would have beat Sugar Ray Robinson in his opinion. The funny part about it is Floyd at that point still hadn't fought PacMan, even though his name was thrown in with PacMan's name a lot. At that time, there was a few guys that they were throwing out there. Margarito, a younger Cotto. At that time, there was a few names that were being thrown out there for Floyd to fight, and he did not. But somehow, Paulie still gave him the shake is the greatest of all time, which I'm not mad at you, Paulie, by all means. If that's what you were thinking, it's awesome. My thing is, why is it when Canelo comes around, Canelo, what is he, 33, 34 years old, something like that, has had a career. I'm not going to sit here and name all the champions that he's faced. And a lot of them, yeah, Sugar Shane Mosley, he was old. Cotto, he was a little bit older. Yeah, we could say that argument about a few fighters. Not Canelo's fight, just happened to be when he fought him. But if y'all could remember, we already went through this, and I've said it in a few videos with Triple G and Canelo. Triple G kept knocking guys out. He earned the fight with Canelo, and people would say, Canelo's not going to fight him. Canelo's never going to fight him. Canelo's never going to fight him. Well, guess what? He fought him, and like I said in the past, he lost the first fight. After that, he got busted for Canelo tried to cheat. Let's just call it what it is. But he redeemed himself in the second fight, obviously in the third one. He wanted to stamp that rivalry as Canelo won it, right? So my thing is, so why is it now? And then it's funny to me because it's David Benavidez and David Morrell. I don't understand Paulie saying David Benavidez makes sense, you could say, because he's been in the game longer. He has 28 fights, 24 knockouts. He gained a lot of fans, in my opinion, because being a counter Canelo. But then for Paulie to say David Morrell, and I'm thinking, what does David Morrell do for Canelo's resume? In my opinion, David doesn't do nothing for Canelo's resume. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't hurt it. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo doesn't need no one at this point to establish himself in his career. He just doesn't anymore. And to say that, it's like, what are we doing? We're sitting around waiting for the magic man to come and beat him? That's just not how it works, and that's not how we should look at it. That should not be. So, and back to my point, David Benavidez's biggest win, and I'm not taking from it, I'm just trying to make a point here, is Caleb Plant. A beaten Caleb Plant, and he did not stop him. Yeah, the ref was questionable for that fight. I'll keep it real on that. But how is it that of all the fighters that Canelo has faced, that David Benavidez is going to be the one to solidify who he is as a champion and Canelo's career? What did I miss here? If I go through the names of people that Canelo has faced, dog, come on now. No other active resume even compares to Canelo. The man jumped up to 175 to dare to be great, and y'all think that he's scared of David Benavidez? What's going on here? All I'm saying is that we got to keep it real. We got to keep the same energy for every fighter, even if it's your favorite fighter, and you got to call it how it is, and we got to call out the BS. Why is it that they attack this man so much? That just lets you know that the freckle-faced Canelo is the face of boxing, and a lot of people are not happy with it. But let me tell y'all something. You could root for other fighters without taking away from your favorite fighters or other fighters that Canelo may have beaten. It is okay. We are grown men. It's a sport. It happens. You can do that. So again, Stephen A. Smith, Paulie Malignaggi, love y'all, much respect for y'all, but keep the same energy for every single fighter and stop acting like the only damn fighter in the sport is Canelo. When y'all saying that, you guys are pretty much saying that Canelo's carrying the damn sport on his own. Y'all don't press anyone else out there looking for the big fights. Y'all give everyone a pass, but when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, y'all want to raise the standard and just sit there hoping that someone comes and beats him so y'all could say, I told you so, he's not that great. Well, let me tell you something, man. It takes from y'all's reputation. The only ones that are going to agree with you guys is other Canelo haters. But those that like to talk real and keep it real, I'm not going to say they're agreeing with me. They're going to agree with the words of truth, wherever they may come from. So anyway, let me know what y'all think of the video. Y'all, do me a favor. Share it everywhere. Let's try to get them to see it, right? Let's try to get them to see it. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. And again, y'all, I'm not a Canelo Alvarez apologist. I'm not here to make excuses. I call it how it is. I just don't like, and I'll say it one last time, when dudes with platforms of Paulie Malignaggi and Stephen A. Smith talk crazy. It bugs me. Anyway, y'all, much love. God bless. I'll speak to y'all soon. Peace.